Shalom, brothers and sisters. Your brother ISRAELITES for the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous, who are the biblical Israelites. Before I start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash. That Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, English speaking. And we give double honors to elders in GMS where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways giving the 100% truth. Shalom to you. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakar in the Hebrew, the house of David being rebuilt as we speak. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The day today is July 5th of 2025, our hope for year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. So if you haven't been keeping up, the tribulation of Jacob has commenced. Now, it has started affected all 12 tribes, but soon it will, okay? Right now, it's affecting what you would call the so-called Northern Kingdom. But soon, this place is going to be in ashes because of the prophecies. So we're going according to the prophecies being fulfilled. So I'm going to read an article. This is from CNN. This was written July 2nd of 2025, so not even 2 days old. Alligator Alcatraz. So if you haven't heard about Alligator Alcatraz, Alcatraz was an island it still is an island off San Francisco, off of California, which was infamous for its prisoners, which is the worst of the worst, right? And so what they did is went to the Florida Everglades and found a spot they had, and they made a huge runway and started putting these containers and started making a so-called prison for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. First, it started for these immigrants, but remember this was already been planned since the 1970s. Rex 84, the Grand Alfred Plan, and all these stuff. This was already predetermined years and years ago. Okay. So again, Alligator Alcatraz, what to know about Florida's new controversial migrant detention center. So I'm going to show a small clip, so fair use. So this is not my video. I'm not making any money from this video. I'm only commenting for fair use. Under USC 107, I could comment on this video for educational purposes. So let's watch a little bit of this video, what they have to say.
For the sake of innovation, just the kind that helps you see more.
Salaki.
Bring more.
Just mute it and great.
That Florida Attorney General James Uthmire is saying Florida has started construction on a migrant detention facility in the Everglades that Florida Attorney General James Uthmire is calling Alligator Alcatraz.
Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
The site spans about 39 square miles and is a temporary repurposing of a landing and training airport facility between Miami and Naples. The construction started weeks after President Trump ordered federal agencies to reopen the original Alcatraz prison, which is
So that's the original prison there off of San Francisco, and they're mimicking it, putting it in the Everglades. If you haven't heard of the Everglades, basically a whole bunch of swamps with gators, and it's infested, and it's basically an impossible situation to get out of there. But they're doing the same thing that the country of El Salvador did. they built an ultimate prison in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of nowhere. So, monkey see, monkey do, right? So,
which is known for being virtually inescapable. Operating the detention facility would cost the state approximately $450 million a year, according to a senior Department of Homeland Security official. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava has expressed reservations about the facility.
It is an area that we have invested as a nation billions of dollars for protecting our natural environment, our water supply. It's an area that is under federal oversight, part of our restoration plans for the Everglades.
Usmar said the federal government approved Florida's broader plan to have 5,000 detention center beds in place.
So there you go. 5,000 inmates will be held here. And this is the future prison for a lot of the Israelites, okay, for the hopeful elect, okay, because it's a biblical prophecy unfolding as we speak. So let's hear a little bit more of this article. Deep in the marshy wetlands of the Florida Everglades, less than 15 miles west of President Donald Trump's resort in Miami, sits the latest battleground in his administration immigration enforcement efforts, a makeshift detention facility dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Right? Because Esau got jokes, man. Alligator Alcatraz, right? Because, you so-called Israelites are calling yourselves a byword. You're calling yourself Negros, Latino, Indians, what are the other Asiatic, all these crazy bywords. So, he's got a byword for you too, Alligator Alcatraz. In a matter of days, workers have transformed the Dade Collier training and transition airport from 11,000-foot runway into a temporary tent city that Trump has toured already. So there you go. This is a future place for you Israelites and the hopeful elect, because we know that the persecution is coming and it is upon us. So let us read the famous verse of Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke, okay, from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. All right, because this is prophecy. This is a prophecy of a prophecy. So let's go to the prophecy mentioned in the beginning, okay? This is Deuteronomy 30, and let's start from the top. This is Deuteronomy 30:1. And it shall come to pass, when all things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curses. So, see, we had to get both sides. We just can't just get the blessings. We had to get curses. That's going to make us better rulers of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, we have to have both sides of the coin. Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to bind among the nations. So that's where we're at now. We're among the nations. We're casted out from Jerusalem. Whither Yahweh thy power has driven thee, because the Lord did it. And shall return unto Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. So why? We're going to remember ourselves in the last day, because the Lord is going to wake up an elect number, okay? Not all Israelites are going to be saved, okay? And I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee. And we're great. We were hoping that the Lord has given us the great compassions of David, King David. If you read the Psalms, he's always calling him on the name of the Lord to forgive him, to show, a lack of weakness. And, King David was going through it all the time, So it kind of remembers the brothers they elect. They're always going through something, And this is just how it is, because the Lord wants us to suffer on this side. Because in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be what? TGI Fridays, right? Every day is going to be a Friday, right? um, and have compassion upon thee, and I will return and gather thee from all nations. Why? Why was the Great Commission in Matthew 28 to go to all nations? Because the Israelites are among all nations, okay? Whither thy Lord thy God has scattered thee, right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. If any of thine be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy God, thy power, gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good, and multiply thee above all thy fathers. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thy heart, right? Because a lot of people believe that Paul was creating something new. There's nothing new under the sun. Circumcision of the heart is from the Old Testament, right? From the first 5 books of Moses here. And the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Verse 7, because this is the point of all this going full circle. Here's the point, and this is where these Christians lose it. Deuteronomy 30 and 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So, yes, we have to go through this tribulation. We have to go through this tribulation, okay? And we're gonna have to be put away for 10 days, okay? And it's not actual 10 days in the book of Revelation, right? It's a spiritual number of completion. And there's those Northern Kingdom using up all their money to buy fireworks, right? We're at the end of 4th of July's, and they're spending all their money on fireworks, when soon there won't be enough food to buy, and they're going to regret the money they spent on these fireworks. But yes, brothers and sisters, we are going to be rounded up, because the Lord said that for his sake and for the gospel's sake, this will happen. So that's why we have to prepare yourself for the Jacob's troubles upon us. Okay, soon the Southern Kingdom will be involved in this, because they already said that the Haitians have like 30 days, and that's it. They have to either deport themselves or control it, because then soon they're going to start arresting so-called Negros. Okay? Why? Because Esau hates all the tribes. So that's it, brothers and sisters. I hope you guys got edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, and he that have eyes to hear and ears to hear. Shalom.